What's up guys, Jordan here, and as many of you already know, Apple had a big event out in San Francisco today, and I'm going to be running over all the big things that they announced today. Now the first big thing that happened at the event was actually that Steve Jobs hosted it. There's a lot of rumors if he would or wouldn't, but he did, so that was awesome and great to see him hosting the event. Now the first big thing that they went over that we were all expecting was the iPad 2. It'll be released on March 11th. There's no pre-order online, so you're going to have to wait in the line at the Apple stores if you want it on March 11th. But it comes in two colors, white and black. And I know what you're saying, but white will be, you'll be able to buy white at the release. So there won't be like a mythical white iPad like the mythical white iPhone 4. It's also a ton thinner, 33% thinner than the iPad 1, and it's actually thinner than the iPhone 4, so just a really thin device. It's also 15% lighter. It has two cameras, a front facing obviously for FaceTime and a back HD camera. It's available obviously on Verizon and AT&T. And some of the kind of disappointing things that we didn't see, we didn't see a Retina display, but that's understandable because it'd be probably too expensive to include it right now because the iPad has such a big screen size for that Retina display, and also that there was only one port. There was rumor that there'd be a port on the side so you could connect it to keyboard for landscape mode typing, but there's just one port, but still it's cool. Also, they released not a case this time, but actually something they call a smart cover, and this is actually a cover that magnetically clips on the side, and you can flip it across. When you flip it across, the iPad automatically goes in sleep mode, and when you flip it back, it automatically wakes up, and it can also be made into a nice little stand for the iPad for typing and watching movies, so really cool. A little bit more in depth on the hardware. It has a dual core A5 chip, specifically made by Apple for the iPad. It's up to 9 times faster, and it also has a gyroscope, so when you move the device around like that, it actually manipulates the content on the screen. And it does all this with still keeping 10 hours of battery life, so really, really impressive. As far as the software side, a few improvements there as well. It obviously has FaceTime now because of the two cameras, and it has photo booth, so you can get all the fun, cool effects for that. And it also has iMovie, and iMovie for the iPad actually halfway rivals the desktop version of iMovie. It's really great. Really great functionality in it, and the bigger screen really helps that you can trim clips and do everything. Also GarageBand for the iPad, some different things, a lot of digital instruments, some really cool stuff. And be sure to check out apple.com for all the details on these two apps, and they retail for $4.99. Another improvement that Apple did as far as the software for the iPad was video mirroring, so you can actually connect it up to HD TV and output whatever you're doing on the iPad in real time. So that's a great tool for teachers, so we'll probably see more iPads in the classroom as we go forward throughout the year. Some other things that they talked about at the event was iOS 4.3. This will be released with the iPad somewhere around that time, so probably in the next week or two it'll be released. Some basic improvements will be Safari, faster Safari thanks to a new Nitro JavaScript engine running in Safari. Also some home sharing improvements, so you can actually watch content that's just on your Mac through home sharing on any iOS device as long as you're on the same Wi-Fi network. So that's really cool. Also some new AirPlay improvements, and the personal Wi-Fi hotspot feature will be given to the iPhone 4. It won't be allowed on the iPad 3G. That's a little bit of disappointment, but up to 3 Wi-Fi devices can be connected on the iPhone 4's Wi-Fi mobile hotspot. So that's a really cool feature. So that's pretty much all the big main things that they announced at this event. Now the prices. iOS 4.3 will obviously be a free update. As far as the iPad, it's the same pricing model as last time, $499 for the 16 gigabyte, 32 gigabyte is $599, and $699 for 64 gigs. For the 3G models, just add $130 to each one of those prices. And for the first generation iPad, it's actually $399 for the 16 gigabytes, so it dropped by $100. So it's cool that they kept the same pricing model as last time. But I was kind of expecting a couple more things maybe to be announced, but we might see another event before WWDC. But anyways, some really cool improvements. iPad looks even better. Be sure to check out apple.com for the full keynote and for the rundown on every specific on all the new improvements of the iPad and iOS. And this is the first time you see me here on YouTube. I do a lot of Mac and Objective-C tutorials, so be sure to check out my channel for those. Also follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Links are down below, and I hope to see you in my next video real soon. Thanks for watching.